Hi, this is Nick with All Purpose Dog Training. This is your dog Lotti. We're going to go over the commands that we taught her for the past 3 weeks. The first thing is when you put her on leash, you're going to have her come up to you and sit down. Once she sits down, you're going to grab the leash, put it up around her neck, and then you buckle it. If she stands up, get her back in the sit again. Lotti, come. Good girl. Sit. Good sit. Okay, she should stay calm the whole time you're doing it. You don't want to do it when she's all rowdy and jumping around. Heel. Good heel. Sit. Good sit. Stay. Down. Good down. Stay. The first thing you're going to notice is when she's on leash is the leash is always loose. We always want the leash loose. We want her to listen to us as opposed to listening to the leash. So we don't want to sit here and hold it tight. We don't want to lift her up in the sit. We don't want to pull her in the down. We always want to give her a chance to do those commands first. If you get in the habit and you start using the leash all the time, she's not going to listen to you off leash either. Okay, so everything you do has to be with the leash loose. The only time you're going to pull on that leash is if you're giving her a correction or after you've given her a correction. So always leash loose, almost to the point where you don't even have the leash in your hand. So you're going to have a J in it. You see how it goes down, then it comes back up to the buckle. You start walking, you say heel. She should follow you. Okay, give her about a step to follow you. If she doesn't do it, then you're going to snap the leash and make her follow you. You don't want to just snap the leash and start walking. Always tell her you either stay or heel when you start walking. Heel. Good, heel. See how the leash is always loose? When you stop, she should sit down. Good sit. Yep. Right before you stop, to get her used to the way you stop, you're going to say sit right when you stop. Sit. Good sit. Stay. You're going to have 2 different levels of praise. You're going to have one level of stuff that we expect her to do. Sit. Down. Good down. Stay. Stuff like that. Second level, stuff that when you're teaching her something new or she does something really well, say a dog comes up to her, bites her on the nose, and takes off, and she stays in her position, yeah, we're going to go nuts for that. Stuff that we expect her to do, you're going to reiterate. Stop. Yep. Stay. Stuff that we expect her to do, we're going to give her the command and then reiterate the command during the praise. So, down. Good, down. Stay. That way she hears what she's getting praised for. You don't want to just say good down, or I'm sorry, you don't just want to say good Lotti, a good girl. You want to reiterate the down command. You want to reiterate the sit or the stay. Whatever that command is, you want to reiterate it so they hear it over and over. The more stimuli you give them, the better. The down command with the hand signal, the sit command with the hand signal, the heel, everything. More stimuli, the better with them. Short and simple as well. So again, when you're ready to walk, you just say heel. She should be right next to you. That's it. She shouldn't be out in front. She shouldn't be lagging behind you. She should be right next to you the whole time. When you're ready to stop, good, sit, stay. So as you're walking, no. Heel. Sit, stay. As you're walking, no. Stay. Heel. Sit. Good, sit, stay. Her head should be a little bit in front of you. Her feet should be lined up with yours, and that's it. Okay, so you're going to have like an imaginary wall in front of you. As soon as she hits that wall about 6 inches in front, that's when you're going to snap that leash. Do the exact same spot every single time, and you're going to say heel the exact same time. Okay, don't give her 6 inches and then say, okay, fine, take 10 inches this time. As soon as you start doing that and giving her corrections at different spots, she's not going to know where you don't want her to go. You give her 10 inches, she's going to take the whole 6 feet of your leash. Always that exact same spot. Be strict with her. So you're on a 10-mile hike, she needs to be in the heel position for the 10 miles. If you stay consistent with that for the first 2-3 months of her, you'll be set for the rest of her life. But if you give her leeway right from the start, then she's never going to have that foundation with you. She's never going to have that rapport with you. Okay, so the first 3 months, 2 months, depending on how often you take her out, it's robot. She's on the leash. Treat her like a robot the whole time. By doing that, that's going to teach her that you're on leash, It's time to listen to mommy or daddy or whoever has me. It's also going to transfer to off-leash around the house a lot easier too, because she's going to have that rapport with you. She's going to have that discipline with you. She's going to listen to the people that work with her the most. Okay, so if somebody works with her the whole time on leash, and she's the only person or he's the only person that works with her on leash, you're going to see she's going to want to try to please that person a lot more off leash around the house as opposed to everybody else, which means she's going to listen to that person a lot more. So the more training you can do, the better. Small intervals, 5 minutes at a time, take her for a long walk, 5 minutes, go inside, stuff like that. You don't want to just sit there and do training over and over and over. Keep it short and simple, and then on your walk, you just have to listen to all the commands. Good girl. Heel. Heel. Sit. Good. Sit. The down command, you're going to move the leash over to your left hand. You're going to reach out and point it down at the exact same time. Down. Good. Down. Stay. Stay command. Stay or stay. Doesn't matter. And she doesn't have to be looking right at you. So if she's off looking this way, don't reach out in front of her face or call her name and then give her the hand command. The more times she fails, the faster she's going to learn. So when you give her that stay, you kind of want to just assume she hears it and she knows what the command is. Okay? That way when she does break, you give her the correction. That's going to teach her to pay attention to you. There's a consequence for anything she does. Anything and everything, there's a consequence. So if she's in here in the stay position, I'm sitting here talking to somebody, I'm not going to sit here and hold that leash tight, or else there's going to be no consequence for it. Okay, that leash is loose, somebody comes up, pets her, the leash is loose, they leave, she stays in her position, she gets positive reinforcement. Good, stay. Okay, if they come up, pet her, and she breaks, stands up, I'm going to give her a correction and put her back in the stay. Negative reinforcement. Okay, there's a consequence for everything she does. Heel. Good, heel. Sit. Good, sit. Stay. The down command, when you're in front of her, you're going to lift your hand up and say down at the exact same time. She's going to lay down. This one you're going to be using about 95% of the time. Okay, so always hand up and down. Don't get in the habit of bending over. It's just a quick down and that's it, and stand back up. Don't let her crawl to you. When she's in the down position, you don't want to ever pet her when she's on leash. The only time you really want to pet her when she's in the down position is like if you're at a cafe, the store, something like that, and you're just sitting there not really moving. Okay, training wise, never pet her when she's in the down. Use your voice only. Good deal. If she doesn't do it, you're going to come right back with a quick correction. You're going to say down. She doesn't do it, you're going to say no, and then down. Down, no, down, stay. Even though she was doing it, I wanted to show you how to give the correction. Again, it's an element of surprise, and that's it. So when you give that down, you're going to give her like a second and a half, 2 seconds to do the down command or the sit command, whatever the command is at the time. If she doesn't do it, you're going to say no at the exact same time and slap the leash whichever way her head needs to go. So if she's going in the down position, you're going to slap the leash down. If she's going in the sit position, you're going to lift her up in the sit. Snap the leash upwards. Okay, it's a quick snap and that's it. She's to the point with me where I don't even need to use the leash anymore. I just use the command. Okay, but she's going to learn that one person she doesn't have to listen to and the next person she does. It goes back to the timing too. So the quicker you are with it, the faster you are with the corrections, the more she's going to respond to it. Okay, so if she doesn't do it, you're going to say no, slap the leash, and then you're going to give her one more chance to go in that down position by giving her the down command. Once she does go in the down after you say no, there's no praise because she didn't do it right. So anytime you say no, there's no praise at all. She only gets a praise the first time. Okay, after this, she doesn't listen to you when you give her the second chance, then you're going to grab the leash and force her in the down. Okay, when you're forcing her, you're not yanking her across the yard. All you're doing is just kind of guiding her in the down, and that's it. Okay, short and simple. The calmer you are, the more she's going to respond to you. So if you get amped up, she's going to get amped up. Try to stay calm when you give her the commands. Yep. Good heel. Good sit. Down. Good, down, stay. See how I'm not even really using the leash at all, it's just there, okay? To build her up for off-leash training, the stay I'm about to show you is a huge step to start doing it. Everything I tell you, you kind of listen, but the 3 rules, if you follow the 3 rules perfectly, you'll be fine with it, okay? The first rule, and probably one of the most important ones, as she's standing up, you have to tell her what she's doing wrong, okay? So the minute she moves up, you gotta tell her no, and then she's doing the wrong is the stay command. So you'll be, no, stay, okay? That's gonna teach her that getting up is the wrong behavior. So if you're walking away, you're walking 100 yards away, you can't sit here and look the whole time, then all of a sudden she's down at your feet. You can't give her a correction, it's too late. She's not gonna know what she's getting corrected for. So as you're walking away, or she's off leash right now, you kind of see it, I'm watching out the corner of my eye. If you're walking away, you have to watch her the whole time. So the minute she stands up is the minute you give her that correction, and she's going to learn that that's the wrong position you want. She's going to learn standing up is what she's getting corrected for, okay? Rule number 2 is she has to be taken back to the exact same spot every time, okay? So as soon as she comes back to the same spot, then you've fulfilled rule number 2. But if she gets up and say runs up to the camera, I'm going to give her the correction. I'm going to say no, stay. She runs up to the camera. I'm going to go back to the same spot she was because she's off leash and get her to come back to that spot and put her back in the same position. Okay, when you put her back in the same position, you don't have to be in a hurry to do it. Okay, as long as she comes back. So if you have to go chase her or the scenario, whatever it is, it takes you a while to get her. Stay calm, come back, put her in the stay position where she started from, and then go to whatever she broke from before that. The third rule is she can only get praise while she's still in that position. Okay, technically she's not a show dog, so I'm going to let her roll around like that. But let's say she didn't because she started right here. She's not in her same spot. So I would give her the correction, no, stay, and then I would get her to come back. If you have her on leash, you automatically put her back in the same spot. Again, see how slowly I'm doing it? I don't have to be in a hurry. Lift her up in the sit, pull her down, then tell her to stay. You just fulfilled rule number 2 by doing that, okay? The third rule is she can only get praise while she's still in this position. So somebody comes up to pet her, she stands up, no. Give her a correction, go back to rule number 2, put her back in the same spot. Only praise while she's still in that position that you told her. In the sit position, she has to stay seated when she has to stay in the sit position when somebody comes up to pet her, okay? Stays there the whole time. When she's off leash, it's going to be a lot more leeway, okay? Meaning, you're far away from her, she breaks, you got to act like you have a 100-foot leash in your hand. You're going to have to act like you have control over her. So if I go and jump to her and try to get her to go back to that position, go to grab her, then she's going to learn that I don't have to listen to you unless I have the leash or unless you have control over her. Okay, so when you give her that correction, she's off leash, just act like you have full control over her. You'll see she'll actually respond to it a lot better by doing that. Again, so she stands up. As soon as she breaks, you're going to say no, stay, and then get her to come back to the same spot. Michael, call her. So say she broke, I'm going to say no, stay. Good girl. Kind of cheating. Okay, and then I'm going to come back to the exact same spot that got her to break. So she was right here. She's off leash. Lotti, come. Come. Good. I'm going to get her to come back without touching her. Down. Sit. Good sit. Down. Good down. Stay. You just fulfilled rule number 2. Okay, she's in the same spot. I gave her a correction when she broke. She's in the same spot. Now she can only get praise while she's still in that position. Okay, so you have 3 rules. Correction right when she breaks. Take her back to the same spot. Only praise while she's still in the same position. Now to build her up where she's off leash, be able to do it off leash, you're going to tell her to stay. I do 3 circles around her. Stay. If she breaks at any time when she's on leash, you're going to snap the leash and tell her no. Give her the correction and then take her back to the same spot. Okay, you get back to the front, you praise her up. Good stay. Last one, you're going to step over her and walk over this way. Is this a big distraction for him? That's all you're adding. Good stay. Stay. Now she's listening to us with a 6-foot leash. With distractions, doing it on your walk, doing it around horses, doing it at the park, a lot of kids around. She's listening to you. You're not giving her that many corrections for it. Now you're ready to do it off leash. To build her up off leash, you're going to drop the leash, back up to about 10 feet. 10 feet away, you're going to do the circles all the way around her at 10 feet. Okay, the big circle, come back to the front, do the half circle, go to the 10 feet away, and then come back to the front, praise her up. Good, stay, okay? Always start at slow intervals, okay? Small intervals. You don't want to go from 10 feet to 100 feet, okay? So once she's to the point where she's listening to you with distractions at 10 feet, back up to 15 feet. Once you're 15, then 20. Usually once you hit about 25, you can go pretty quickly after that point. Okay, again, when you give her that corrections, you got to be calm with it. Expect she's going to listen to you. Okay, your come command, you're going to slap your thigh and say come. She's going to run up to you. Once you give her that come command, it's okay to talk baby talk to her, get her excited to start coming to you. But you don't want to just call her name and then start with the baby talk. Your initial come command is slap and come, and that's it. Okay, so it's come. Good girl. No, come. Sit. Good, come. Come command, she's going to get the petting and the loving all the time. It doesn't matter which one. Okay, stay. When you're doing your stay command on leash, go to the end of the leash, say come. Come. She's going to run up again. Doesn't get her praise until she comes in the sit position. Come command, down. Good, down. Stay. The come command is very easy, but people forget to use it. No, stay. Stay. People forget to use it. So if you put her around the house, some people will only use the come command once a week. You want to incorporate it into your daily routine as often as you possibly can. You should be able to use it 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day. You want her to go from outside to inside, inside to outside. Don't just call her name and open the door. Actually call her and tell her the come command. As she's crossing that threshold to go, praise her up for the come. Good come. Again, all it is. Good girl. Down. No, down. Stay. All it is that tone. You saw how she heard the tone. She thought she was going to get petted. No, stay. Okay? The come command, incorporate it. She's on the other side of the yard. She's on the other side of the house, asleep, playing, away from you, whatever the scenario is. She's off leash. You're going to give her a lot more leeway. You're going to call her name to tell her the come command. Once she gets to you, change up the praise. One time give her a treat. One time give her a bunch of loving kissing. One time pick her up if you can. One time just completely ignore her and just give her a praise. Oh, good stay. Always change it up. That way she knows she's never going to know what the praise is going to be, but she's always going to want to come see it. Okay? If you, again, incorporate as much as you can around the house, and then when you need it when she's gone, she's going to remember what it is because it's a daily routine for her. Good girl. Come. Lotti, come. Ah, that's a good girl. Good job. When you're on your walks, put her down in the sit, stay, walk 10, 15, 20, depending on your distraction level with her, and then do the come command. So again, as often as you possibly can is when you want to use the come command. Sit. Good sit. That's a good girl. When she's on leash, we want to treat her like a robot, meaning she does what we tell her to do when to do it. Don't let her go to the bathroom, don't let her smell this, don't let her smell that, don't let her jump on people. She's either in the sit position or the down position whenever you're on leash. As strict as you possibly can for the first 2-3 months. After that, you're going to give her a little bit more leeway. She'll respond to you whenever you need her to actually listen to you, okay? As strict as you possibly can to set her up for later on. If you give her leeway now, it's going to take forever to get her to the point where she's going to listen to you constantly. So those are your commands, and this is Nick with All Purpose Dog Training. This is Lotti. Good girl.